Welcome back to the channel everyone. This is Vikram and this video might be taken down from YouTube anytime soon. So make sure you share this with as many people as possible before something like that actually happens. We have this belief in automotive industry since many years that Maruti cars are affordable value for money and not so expensive to maintain. But in this video, I will let you guys know how all these three beliefs are absolute myths. So make sure to watch this video till the end to know everything you need to know. So firstly, Maruti cars were affordable, but that is no longer a case anymore. Because if you consider a Grand Vitara, the top of the line Grand Vitara petrol automatic Maruti only comes with petrol cars. So that car would cost you somewhere close to 26 lakhs. For that price, you would get a good diesel automatic Creta or Seltos. But the main reason why people get a Maruti car is because they are cheaper in terms of maintenance. Anyway, the affordability factor has already gone. Now coming to the maintenance factor. Those cars are a bit higher on maintenance compared to this car is what we believe, because this is a Maruti Suzuki. But that as well is not at all true. That is because parts might be a bit cheaper and the consumables like oils, brake pads might be a bit cheaper. But the thing is, the wear and tear is far more higher than those cars. Or not exactly the two cars I mentioned, but the cars from other brands. So if you consider a Maruti car and a car from some good brand, if the brake pads of that car would wear off for somewhere close to 10,000 kilometers, that would come here for 7 to 8,000 kilometers. So wear and tear of Maruti parts is definitely faster than the other brands. And mind you, this is coming from someone who used a Maruti car for a good 12 long years. And coming to the, parts cost, as I said, I am adding reference pictures on the screen right now. As you can see, for the Grand Vitara, headlamp assembly would cost somewhere close to 11 to 12,000, and that is just for the part. And labor, etc., would cost, even more. And the same part for a Kia Seltos would cost 500 to 1,000 rupees more. And even though they have the same quality, parts are not very far in terms of cost. They are as expensive as other companies' parts, just like what you are seeing on the screen right now. And then, as I said, there is not much difference in parts cost. The wear and tear is definitely faster than the other cars. So if you're a Maruti user, go check your service bills and check if, how much you have spent on the consumables like brake pads, oils, and how frequently you're spending it. And then coming to the service cost. For the first year, if you're a Maruti user, they would cost you somewhere like 3 to 4,000 for a petrol car, which is not at all high. For a car, 3 to 4,000 is a very basic thing. But due course of time, when you have done 20,000 plus kilometers, you would end up paying something like 5 to 6,000. As I said, you have some consumables to add, some brake pads, oils, filters, and all that stuff. But once you cross 30,000 or when you're approaching 40,000 kilometers, you would definitely pay something like 9 to 10,000 in every single service. That is for sure. I am adding reference bills on the screen right now so that you can check that. So the main reason you got a Maruti car is that it is affordable in terms of maintenance. But you end up paying something like 9 to 10,000 on general service for oil changes, filter changes. That is a bit expensive for what you would expect from a Maruti. Paying 9 to 10,000 on a petrol car and thinking that is affordable and that is easy on pocket maintenance, mind you, that is a huge disaster. Because for 9 to 10,000, you can get a good diesel car serviced. So paying that kind of money on a petrol car is not at all advisable. And coming to reliability factor. Engines are okay. I wouldn't complain about the engines. They run something like 1 lakh kilometers without any issue. But coming to the suspension, if you are a Maruti owner, you could definitely relate to this. You would definitely hear certain sounds from the suspension right from 10,000 kilometers, and this is a fact. You can ask many Maruti owners, 70 to 80% of Maruti cars have suspension issues right from 10 to 15,000 kilometers, no matter where you drive them. So if you're someone who would take your car often into off-road situations or patchy roads or bumpy roads, those sounds might show up much earlier. And then coming to AC, a lot of Maruti owners complain about AC. Once you cross 15 to 20,000 kilometers, the AC's performance has a drastic drop. So if initially that would take something like 3 to 4 minutes to cool the cabin, then due course of time after crossing that 15 to 20,000 kilometers, your car might take 8 to 10 minutes to cool the cabin, and that might vary and that might even increase. And if you have any issue with the AC, that is definitely not a small issue, because air conditioners are expensive, and getting them repaired is definitely a complicated task. It is not an easy task, and not all the AC or air conditioning systems of cars spoil in a similar way. There might be some different issues. So you might end up spending a lot of time in service center to just get your AC, fixed. Coming to other parts, other stock parts, something like, panels or dashboard or any other plastic or solid panels, you would definitely see panel gaps in cars which were driven more than 50 to 60,000 kilometers. I know it is a car, it is a, material thing which has basic wear and tear. But mind you, cars of similar cost would get some strong cars. Comparing these to those cars, you would definitely feel the difference, because you would hear a lot of rattles after crossing 50 to 60,000 kilometers, and a lot of panel gaps are observed in previous generation Maruti cars. But right from 2018-19, panel gaps issue has been rectified a lot, but these rattles from under the seat, from the suspension, from the dashboard, those are clearly evident after 50 to 60,000 kilometers in your car. And then coming to features, I agree with this. Maruti cars offer best-in-class features just like Hyundais and Kias. But for the cost, what you're getting is a good package is what they make us believe. But that is not at all the case, because Marutis use the same 1.5 liter petrol engine in almost all their cars, with some different tune. And in their smaller cars, they again use similar engines. But if you consider a car at 8 to 9 lakhs, something like an Ignis or something like a Swift, which is beyond 9 lakhs, but for the same cost, you would get much better cars like the Nexon. The petrol Nexon would cost you somewhere close to 10 to 12 lakhs for the base and mid variants. And let us say Tata Punch, which is again a very good car. I am not boasting about Indian brands here, but the thing is, Maruti Suzuki being partially an Indian brand, that has created an opinion in the market that this is how affordable cars are, or this is how easy on pocket cars are. But that is not at all the case. You're getting better cars in market right now for the same maintenance costs as well. You're getting cars with comparatively good quality and better driving feel. I agree, in terms of features, Maruti is kind of best, but still, coming to the quality of the parts, or coming to the wear and tear, and coming to maintenance cost, as I said, it is not at all. They are not at all easy on pocket in terms of maintenance, because for what you maintain, for the maintenance cost of a petrol Maruti car, you could definitely maintain a diesel car, something like a diesel Creta or a diesel Seltos. Diesels are obviously more fun to drive compared to petrols. And then coming to hybrids, as Maruti is boasting about their fuel economy, hybrid systems are really not very fuel efficient, because in the city, as you use a lot of brakes and you drive in slow speeds, the regeneration works, and you get some better mileage compared to other petrol cars. But out on the highway, these hybrid systems, this secondary battery gets a very less chance and probability to recharge, as you wouldn't use the brakes and you wouldn't decelerate much. So hybrid system kind of gets inactive on the highway. So out on the highway, they give as much mileage as other petrol cars. This is for sure because I have seen the XL6 of a friend. As you can see, its average fuel economy on the screen right now, that would written somewhere close to 10 to 12 in the city and 14 to 16 out on the highway. 16 is a good number for a car that big, but still you would get the same number in cars which are non-hybrid or cars which are, pure petrol. So these hybrid systems are not as efficient as they claim. So that is it for today's video, guys. If you have any inputs regarding this, you can feel free to comment down below, or you can directly text me on Instagram. This is my Instagram ID. And for more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share this video with as many people as possible so that we can share as much knowledge as possible to every corner of India. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video real soon. Until then, this is Vikram signing off.